Hey guys, my name is Phoenix and this is the much promised video about being diagnosed with congestive heart failure. The symptoms, what to look out for. I plan on doing a whole series on this because it's just so much that goes along with it. If you are seeing this here, I don't know what order the videos will be going up in, but I will be posting a review on this hair. But this video is about congestive heart failure and blood clots. So I am 36 years old and I was diagnosed when I was 34. It was a very traumatic thing. Like, prior to that happening, I had days where I was really feeling awful. I was feeling weak, doing a lot of vomiting. And the day before, I actually had a heart attack. I went into an urgent care because I thought I had pneumonia. My chest just felt really heavy, a lot of heavy coughing. It was just like I couldn't breathe. So I went to urgent care. They took some x-rays and they noticed fluid in my lungs. So after that, they prescribed me azithromycin, which is something that they give for pneumonia. So I took the pill and within 24 hours, I had my heart attack. I was laying in the bed with my boyfriend and I kept noticing like my jaw was hurting so bad, like it was literally on fire, like a grown man had punched me in the face. So my jaw was hurting, my back was hurting. I had what felt like a volcano inside of my chest. Like, and I remember days leading up to it just having like terrible heartburn, and I'd always had like digestive issues, but never to that extent. Like, I was literally taking Rolaids every day. I was taking Zantac, like anything that I could to kind of mellow that burn out is what I was taking every night before I could even go to bed. So I woke up that night and I woke up my boyfriend and I was like, look, we need to go to the hospital right now. So we packed up some stuff. We get to the hospital. By the time we get there, I literally could barely walk into the door. Like, my legs wouldn't support me. My whole body just felt like I had cement going through my veins. So I was like falling out on my way there. And of course, at 34, none of the nurses, you know, thought I was having a heart attack or anything. They're just trying to figure out my symptoms. I sat down and I was literally like, it felt like I was fading fast at that point. I wasn't really cognizant of much that was going on. I just knew that I was in such intense pain. So one of the nurses saw me actually like reach for my back a certain kind of way, and she said, I think she's having a heart attack. So they run me to the back. They hooked me up, you know, to some machines and everything. And at this point, I'm really worried. My boyfriend is like super worried, like, you know, what's going on. So we called my family, and this was like 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. It was really early. So I wound up going to St. Agnes Hospital. That was the one that was closest to me. And I'm glad I did. They saved my life. So I was having a widowmaker heart attack. I think it's called LAD or ALD. I'm sorry. One of those two was 100% blocked. So my heart was literally getting no oxygenated blood. So they hooked me up, did a catheter. That was my first time having to experience that. It was terrifying. And thank God I made it out of that heart attack. So they pretty much made me just sit still. They were so terrified that, you know, the blood clot was going to break free and wedge in even more. So they kept me still, gave me a ton of medications that I don't even really know what it is right now. And then they took me down where I had a heart cath surgery. So my surgeon wound up putting in 5 stents. And actually I was very aware during that surgery. Now, that's unusual. Generally, You're awake, but you're in some form of twilight. So you're still able to interact with them and everything, but you shouldn't be in pain. In my case, I don't know why, but I felt every stent being placed. It was pretty excruciating. They had to kind of like hold me in place so that they could get them placed. But once again, these people saved my life. So after I had the stents placed, I was actually in the hospital for about a week because they found a lot of blood clots, and they still don't know what led to my condition. They don't have any other cases that are similar. I didn't have high cholesterol, high blood pressure. I didn't have diabetes. I didn't have anything that would have led to my condition. So they really don't know why I had so many blood clots. But I had 2 in my heart. I had 2 in my lungs. I had 1 that was just kind of like hiding out in one of my calves. And like I said, they have no idea how this happened, because generally when you get blood clots, you get swelling and everything else. I didn't get any of that. So after that, they put me on a slew of medications. I take Coumadin / warfarin. I take that for my blood clots, because in my case, now I have what's considered congestive heart failure. So when you get congestive heart failure, they generally tell you what's called your EF, your ejection fraction, and that tells you like how well your heart is working after all of this. So after all this, my heart was at 20%, and I felt it. Like, I really felt it. Trying to get dressed, take a shower, go and make my own food, go to the restroom, like everything was really a trial. And anybody that tells you that they didn't sink into a deep depression after something like this is a liar. It was, on one hand, you're so grateful to have your life and to be able to live another day. And on the other hand, it's just like, wow, you know, what could I have done, you know? And in this case with blood clots, unfortunately, there's nothing that you can do but know the signs of having a blood clot. And generally speaking, that's swelling, that's going to be pain in the area. You might have cramping in that area. But the main thing you want to look for is like swelling and redness. Like, your body will let you know something's wrong. I'm a fluke. So, you know, there's that, and that adds another level of stress, because, you know, typically people who have congestive heart failure, you're a terminal patient, like, and they told me straight up and down, you know, research your illness and then talk to us about it. I don't think they wanted to tell me like, hey, you have a terminal condition. But they generally only give you 5 years. Like, that's assuming you don't, you know, getting any devices or anything like that. But the average person is 5 years. Now with me, I'm 36 now. This happened at 34. So I'm like, I don't want to die at 40. You know, like, that really put me into a depression, having to talk to my family about it, who was very much in denial, like, you know, no, 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 no. And I'm like, this is what they say, you know, all I can do is pray every day. So a year after that, I wound up getting a defibrillator placed. And here's my little buddy. I call it Navi, like on Legend of Zelda. I'm a nerd. So the incision's right here, but the bulk of the device is actually above where the incision is. So if I turn or move my arm a certain kind of way, you can see the bulge, but in most cases you can't see it. Do I feel it? Do I notice that it's there? Absolutely. It's a part of my body that's not a part of my body. So I definitely notice it. For me, if I'm near like a radar or a high security system or something, I actually feel like a little crawly feeling in my chest. I don't know if that's due to the defibrillator or due to the stents or the fact that they resonate together. But like if I drive past a police officer and he has his radar out, I can feel that he has his radar out, which is kind of a cool superpower if you really look at it. But yeah, I went from a normal, healthy, you know, 30-some odd woman to now being disabled, having a terminal illness, having, you know, to face the reality of my mortality. And especially in a time where, you know, you have the coronavirus out and I'm very high risk. So I've been in isolation now for like at least 8 to 10 weeks. It's been a long time. Like since it first hit close to the Maryland area, I pretty much was told to hunker indoors. So I've been doing that. I only leave to go to the doctor's office, but, you know, my parents have been going out to get me groceries. My boyfriend, you know, takes care and makes sure I have my medications and everything, but it's frustrating, you know. I'm used to having a life. So all I can tell you is if you get diagnosed with something like this, I know it's a tough blow, but just remember, like, you lived past the unlivable. Like, when I tell you the people at the hospital treated me like a unicorn, like, they straight up treated me like a unicorn, like, oh my God, this is the miracle girl. And, you know, it's a blessing to be that miracle person. Like, I didn't know what my life was going to be like after this, and I can honestly say, like, God has blessed me so much to the point where, even though when I tell you it was hard, and we're going to get into that as the series goes on, like what you can expect as far as trying to get disability, if you need disability, you know, if you will qualify, all that good stuff. It was hard, but I'm at the point now where my relationships are better with my family, you know, with my boyfriend. I'm at a point where I really appreciate my life now, the time that I've been given and what I do with it. I have the ability to really chase my passion. So yeah, I might not have as much time to chase them, but I can chase them with a love that most people only dream of. So I want you guys to look at the positivity and all that. Know that you are not alone. I don't care if you're, you know, 15 or you're 75. Going through this is a terrible thing, and nobody should have to go through it, but here we are. So we have to make the best out of these situations, try to blossom into the best people we can be, and be an inspiration to those people who are seriously, like, not enjoying their time while they're here. So everybody be blessed. Every week I'm going to come up with another segment for this, so stay tuned. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. I'm new to this whole thing, so take it easy. But like I said, you know, be blessed and keep your head up. You can do this. So this your girl Phoenix signing off. Good luck, everybody, and stay happy and healthy. All right, bye.